Yes, sir. Hangover gang. What's good, everybody? Hog family. I hope y'all are doing well, bro. I feel like it's been forever, honestly, since we've had some new time to react to. It ain't been that long, but it feels like forever. And today, he blessed us with some super dope. Everything about this release is dope. We got an album full of album cuts that most of the general public has never heard before, myself included. I haven't heard a few of them. I heard everything off of the newest album. I've heard everything off of Proud to Be a Problem. Anything outside of that, I haven't necessarily heard everything. So I'm excited to go over the album. But before we get to that, he dropped a brand new song with a brand new video that we're fixing to get into now called Anti. All right. Now, for those of the Hog, all the Hog family that's still rocking with me, thank you. I appreciate you guys, man. You know I love you. You know I love Tom. I've had a few leave, you know what I mean? Just over a couple of things that I don't even feel like I was being disrespectful. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes music isn't for you, you know? And so I got on Lacey and Carol's channel and we kind of discussed this ideology of like dropping. We have a really dope community over here, man. We do. The Hangover Gang fans are the illest, but there's a lot of Hangover Gang fans too. Just sidebar, sidetracking here, but there's a lot of Hangover Gang fans as well that, you know, let me tell y'all something, man. If I was to just praise and idolize everything that Tom puts out, then when he actually puts out something that I really love, it would lose its oomph. You know what I mean? There would be no suspicion. It would never be like, I wonder if Nelson's gonna like this one. Ooh, I know Nelson's gonna rock with this one. There would be none of that, you know? So I wanted to just take a minute to say that to all my Hangover Gang folks that are still rocking with me, I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you very, very much, man. Um, because I feel like I've never said anything out of the way. I've had personal conversations with Tom, or back and forths, not conversation, but back and forths with him on Instagram, man. And he follows me on Instagram, so you should follow me on Instagram at Thoughts of a Predicate Winner. Um, but I'm excited to get into this new track. I got a feeling about it. And if y'all are ready to get into it, then let's do it. But before we do, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe button for the boy. It does help propel me into the algorithm. I got my energy right today. I'm excited for whatever this is, man. So let's get into it. This is Tom Macdonald, Anti. Shout out to Rihanna one time.
They a bunch of Satanists, criminals, murderers and pedos. We all pray to God while they worshiping the devil. Yeah, it's Hollywood, the royal family, politicians left and right. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ. They anti-Christ. They anti-Christ.
It's a strong hook. It's a strong introduction as well. And that, I mean, not for nothing, I do feel like that is what is wrong with our government in general. It's becoming the more, I don't think that our government is the antichrist, but our government is becoming more and more anti-Jesus as the time goes. All of you guys know by now I'm a Christian, so I rock with that. That's facts. The further we go, and our kids are being raised up in the like, it feels like everything that the government does is anti-Jesus, anti my belief system, anti-biblical, anti-Christ. So the problem isn't being anti-American. The problem in general is that we are becoming anti-Jesus. And our country was built foundationally. The Declaration, everything was built foundationally on Christian principles, on Christianity. I think mostly everybody that signed the Declaration of Independence was a Christian, I think, for the most part. So their ideology was tied into biblical ideology. So yeah, the further we go along, and the issue is less about being anti-American, more so about being anti-Jesus, and that's honestly kind of tied together when you think about it, because America foundationally is a Christian nation. I believe that with my whole chest. So I like this. I like the start of it.
Anti-Christ. They anti-Christ. They anti-Christ.
And it makes you angry.
They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ. It ain't left and right no more, cause now it's good and evil. They used to call it a conspiracy, but now it's real.
Yeah, it ain't about. I like Tom taking that stance. I know what a lot of you guys are gonna say. I know what a lot of you guys are gonna say, because I just did the Chris Webby Raw Thought 7. And on the Raw Thought 7, I said I felt like Webby could, if Raw Thoughts is intended to be offensive, or it's thought of to be like thoughts that are raw, that, game changing stuff, man, like Ill Mind of Hobson. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I felt like if it's a Raw Thoughts, this should change lives. Like whether it be few or far or somewhere in between, it should change lives. That was my thought. So I said, just leaning into conspiracies, but not taking aim at specific people because you're afraid it's going to uh, alienate you from your audience. To me, that's not bravery, right? But Tom is just dropping a single, okay? Tom is just dropping a single. That's first and foremost. This is just a single. It's not some raw thoughts or ill mind of. It's just Tom dropping another song. You know what I mean? So I'm not looking at this song like, oh man, this better be life changing. This better be monumental. This better, you know what I mean? That's not the way I'm looking at it. But I do appreciate him coming out the gate on some, this is not, because he's taken multiple stances, and as he grows, he's transparent with his stances. Started off, from what I've gathered through my reactions, if you want to check out that journey, there's a Tom Macdonald playlist on my channel. I've hit a lot of them. And as I've listened to the most of his music, there was a timeline where he was just very anti-government. It was like, I don't care if you're on the left, I don't care if you're on the right. This is what's happening. Everybody's wicked. And as time progressed, I think that he was sold on the ideology that Trump was selling, and he said, "All right, I'm gonna rock with the right because the left has gone into lunacy mode. They've completely lost it over here. So I'm gonna rock with the right." And I think, like a lot of us out here, over the course of this year, we have learned this man is not fulfilling all of his promises. Maybe this isn't the dream come true that we thought it was. There's a lot of wrong that's going on over here as well. So now I feel like Tom is kind of seemingly shifting back into, I don't care if you're on the left or the right, bro. Let's just get back to this is good versus evil, and let's kill off this evil. Let's get rid of this evil. And I appreciate that. I think that that's dope.
We see more, cause now it's good and evil. They used to call it a conspiracy, but now it's real. We seen the files and the facts, don't care how you feel. They having pizza parties, and that means they eating people.
All right, let's run this back.
This my story. They used to call it a conspiracy, but now it's real. Right no more, cause now it's good and evil. They used to call it a conspiracy, but now it's real. We seen the files and the facts, don't care how you feel.
So the thing with the Epstein files and me is I'm one of those people that's just like, I'm trying to wait until things make a lot of sense and you don't have to dig or feel confused. So a lot of you guys have probably already been through the Epstein files. A lot of you guys obsess over the Epstein files. And that's understandable. There's some sick, twisted, crazy stuff that's going on, and you guys want to know about it. I do too. I just haven't fully dived into that. I'm waiting till it's a little bit more crystal clear. Like, let's see if some people end up getting charged. Whatever the case is, it doesn't look promising, but that's kind of what I'm waiting for, is just to see, like, even a content creator that can come out and show me like specifics and make sense out of all of this craziness. Because the way that I see it now is just so many emails of just this person saying this or that person saying that. And I feel like I can't bring myself to just assume ill intent because I don't like that person or their name, right? So I do still believe that a lot of the Epstein stuff and the Pizzagate stuff is still conspiratorial, but I really don't hate on people for and I'm having to say this and double down on this because I also kind of came at Chris Webby for the same thing, right? So I don't hate on people or artists for their theories that they feel like in their heart is real. I'm not going to hate on you for that. I'm going to once again say it. My issue with Webby was that was a raw thoughts. That was supposed to be against the system in general. And I know y'all guys killed me in my comments for that. I just felt like it was missing something. I felt like it wasn't quite enough. But is this just being a single off of a Tom album? This isn't unexpected or out of the ordinary. The dope thing, like I said, was him saying it's not about left and right anymore, like he did when he dropped Equality, which went over a lot of people's heads, I think, where that was him starting the stance of something's fishy. I don't think that I'm really feeling like I just feel like I'm kind of against it all at this point, you know? That's what it seems like. I don't know for sure. But nah, I like this.
Christ, it ain't left and right no more, cause now it's good and evil. They used to call it a conspiracy, but now it's real. We seen the files and the facts, don't care how you feel. They having pizza parties and that means they eating people. This might wake them up. QAnon didn't make it up. Missing kids got flown to Jeffrey's Island by who paid enough. The rich and famous, the
That's
young,
facts.
eat human flesh. It ain't for fun, it's ancient ritual, sucking adrenochrome from baby's blood. They call
I mean, that the part about kids being on the island is factual, right? He got charged for that. Like, that's something that's factual. So there is something brewing. There is something going on. And if you care about the kids, like I care about the kids, the way he obviously cares about the kids, if you have children or don't have children, a lot of people are just born with this natural inclination of protecting to protect children, rather. And I think that anybody who hears about this is so disgusted by the fact that it can even be a possibility that I do think it's dope that he's attacking it, because that's that part is factual. You know what I mean?
human flesh, it ain't for fun. It's ancient ritual, sucking adrenochrome from baby's blood. They call us crazy, but
we've seen that as well, right? We've seen them practicing these rituals in a slew of different videos of like Hillary being there, but like whatever the case is, there is satanic worship and ritual that goes on in our country. I do think that you are remiss, even if you're not a conspiracy theorist. Like, I don't really consider myself a conspiracy theorist, but I think you're remiss if you don't believe that that's stuff that's actually happening in our country. It's happening.
ain't for fun. It's ancient ritual, sucking adrenochrome from baby's blood. They call us crazy, but they should be behind bars. They call us liars because they don't want to get charged. They call us conspiracy theorists, but in their hearts they know all the names they call us ain't as bad as what they are. They are Satanists, criminals, murderers, and pedos. We all pray to God while they worshiping the devil. Yeah, it's Hollywood, the royal family, politicians left and right. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ. They anti-Christ.
That's hard.
They anti-Christ.
That's just hard. It's just hard to me, bro. He just delivered better than Webby, in my opinion, man. I know the Chris Webby fans are gonna come from my neck, bro. I just think Tom delivers music better. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not all the way. So, like, I like Webby. I like his lyricism. I like the album he did with Scott Storch. I don't mean to do the comparison thing either, but I know that people are gonna come because I like this, and but I said about the Webby record too. I was like, I like it. It's dope. It's a dope record. I just felt like it was missing some oomph. Like, if you're going to go there, let's go there. But it's a raw thoughts. It's supposed to resemble something of a higher stature than just a regular single drop. That's why, you know what I'm saying? I don't look at this the same way. I don't look at it in that regard. This is just Tom being Tom, dropping a Tom record. And it just so happens to be that this one is really, really hard. I love the ideology behind calling out was anti-Jesus as well. I think that's super dope. I'm a Christian. I'm gonna think that that's hard. You know what I mean? I like this. I like it. So what? What if I'm biased? What if I have a Tom Macdonald bias? Sue me, dog.
They anti-Christ.
Hey.
They anti-Christ. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ. It ain't a culture war no more, the real fight is started. We've been up against each other, but now we the targets.
Facts. I do feel like that's factual. I do feel like that's factual. It's not a culture war no more, bro. They tried to do that. They tried to turn us against each other with black versus white. They tried to turn us against each other with liberal versus Republican. They tried to turn us. They tried to turn us against each other in this large array of different ways. And now we're starting to notice why. It's a distraction. They're trying to. They're trying to keep us distracted with each other so that they can do whatever they want to do. I do feel like Trump plays a part in that card as well. I do, personally, you know?
More the real fight is started. We've been up against each other, but now we the targets. It's the rappers, it's the actors, the elites in charge. It's kings and queens, they all bowing to the prince of darkness. Things ain't getting better, they run the world with rich investors. The call.
And I don't even know if a lot of these artists and a lot of these Hollywood elites do it. Like, I know that there's got to be some that, you know, purposefully worship the enemy. I think that a lot of people just, a lot of these elites and a lot of these artists and musicians, I think that they just, in terms of selling your soul, I think that they just don't know who's supposed to own their soul to begin with, or they don't have anybody to hold on to their soul for them. So they just, you know, sell it to the system. But the system is that it's in line with the enemy. So I understand that as well. It's like you're in line with the enemy. Your soul isn't your soul benefits from lining with the way of the enemy, with the way of the devil. I agree. I agree with a lot of artists out there, man. There's a lot of artists out there.
The targets, it's the rappers, it's the actors, the elites in charge. It's kings and queens, they all bowing to the prince of darkness. Things ain't getting better, they run the world with rich investors. The cult came from Egyptian deserts, now they cannibals in Gucci sweaters. Using AI to fuel agendas, control the news, the truth, the weather. Now we're ruled by a group of dudes who are all satanic child molesters. They call us crazy, but they should be behind bars.
And listen, there's a lot of people out there too that think he's a grifter. We talked about this on Lacey and Carol as well on Speaking in Lyrics when I went over there with them and we talked about all of this stuff. That fits this song as well. He's not a grifter. I think that he really believes this. And I think that he's just getting off of his chest what he feels like he needs to get off of his chest. I'll never fault somebody for that. I didn't fault Chris Webby for that. I think that it is time for all of us to realize that there's no superhero in government that's going to come and save us. I think that we need to lean on Jesus. I think that we need to lean on our Christian faith and principles. I think that we need to show the world why that's beneficial. I'm going to say that again. I think that we need to show the world why it's beneficial to lean on Christ. Because the further we get away from that, the more we allow the enemy to take his march and run.
They call us liars because they don't want to get charged. They call us conspiracy theorists, but in their hearts they know all the names they call us ain't as bad as what they are. They all Satanists, criminals, murderers and pedos. We all pray to God while they worshiping the devil. Yeah, it's Hollywood, the royal family, politicians left and right. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ. They anti-Christ. They anti-Christ. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ.
Yeah, y'all go get that, man. It's on iTunes and Spotify, and I wish that he would have put it on YouTube so that we could go over the whole album.
Put down the...
Get that dude. I don't even know why he's in my algorithm. Get him up out of here. I like it, bro. I like the record. I think that it's a strong record. I don't know how. I'll be honest with you. I don't know that I believe like the Pizzagate scandal. I don't know for sure that I believe in the conspiracies. I've been very transparent in that I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. But I just think that it's just a great record, man. I'm not even gonna do the Chris Webby comparison anymore. I think I've stated the difference, right? I just think that this is a really dope record, and whether you agree with all of the ideology in it or not, doesn't matter. The record is hard. I said the same thing about Chris. Or about Webby. I said I think that this record is hard. I don't necessarily agree with all of the ideology in it, but I was expecting more of a like we got to make our fans mad. We got to make everybody like don't be afraid of upsetting your fans. And I will tell you guys, Tom is going to upset some of his fans with this record. There's going to be some fans that are upset with him going back to the ideology of it's not about left and right no more. It's about good versus evil because a lot of people still hold on to a lot of his fans still hold on to the ideology that good versus evil is right versus left. They believe the left is evil and the right is good. I think that we have surpassed that as well, and I appreciate Tom for putting that out on the line. Like we're not focusing on left versus right anymore. We're beyond it. We're beyond it. There's evil on the right, there's evil on the left. There's good on the right, there's good on the left. We need to surpass that and just look at the world for what it is. Right now in our country, we are looking at a battle of good versus evil, and it's just point blank facts. I would love to see some Trump call outs from everybody. You know what I mean? I don't think that Trump has I don't know though. You know what I mean? I'm not experienced enough in politics to really have these conversations full fledged, but based off of the promises that were delivered, I don't see them. I don't see it. Like the stuff going on with Iran, and it does seem like he is on Bibi Netanyahu's teat a little bit. You know what I mean? I would like to see if those promises were fulfilled that he ran on. I'll celebrate that. That's what I wanted. That's what I was looking for. It's not necessarily coming to fruition, guys. And I don't think that Tom is out here just straight up dissing Trump. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say that's what he's doing, but I still appreciate him saying it's not about left versus right. It's about good versus evil. And the government, the elites, Hollywood, the music industry are tearing your children's brains apart because they're anti-Christ. They're anti-Jesus. I appreciate that. I think that that's dope. And I think that the song was hard. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Hangover Gang. And y'all go check out that album, man. There's a lot on that album. Saw that Sweetie made the album. Let's go, man. I love Sweetie. Let's go over the track list real quick. I mean, while we're here, I went ahead and bought that thing with the quickness. Let's see. Anti, which is what we just listened to, Equality, which everybody's heard Equality. It was already on YouTube, but I love Equality and it fits. So why not? White Boys Don't Dance. That's another great record. Bite My Tongue. I think that's one that I got to hear. Satanic Rappers. Still the One. Average Boy. Hatred. Burnt Flags. Sweetie. I love Sweetie. Worthless. Underdogs. Every Rapper Ever. Us Against the World. Spilt Milk, Propaganda, Just Like Me, I Cannot Be Nice, and Flowers. Flowers is a great record as well. Yeah, I'm excited that all of these songs are available for everybody. I would love to see him do something with Sweetie. Sweetie is so dope. White Boys Don't Dance is super dope as well. But I like a lot of these records, and I'm glad that the general public is able to finally hear some of these records that we talk about as Hangover Gang fans, as Tom fans. Like, man, I would love it if the rap industry could hear Guest in Hip Hop, for one. Bad Mouth, which he didn't put those on there, but I get it. I don't know what all is on here. I still got to listen to like 5 or 6 of these songs that I haven't heard yet. Anyways, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you. Thank you to the Hangover Gang. Y'all hold a special place in my heart as a reactor. And I feel like every time we get a break from one another, like, Tom doesn't put anything out for a couple of months and my channel continues to grow and other fan bases come around. I miss seeing you guys and telling you guys I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. Y'all are the reason that my channel has grown to the place that it's grown to, and you'll forever hold a special place in my heart. So thank you guys. And with that being said, like and subscribe on your way out the door. I'll see you guys on the next one, whenever that may be. If he puts this album on YouTube, we'll go on YouTube. We'll do the whole album. You know what I mean? But until the next one, peace.